Hey guys, welcome to the video. Today I just have one of my multiple part mail openings because unfortunately, although I managed to eventually find most of what I was after in one place, I also had to place a second order in Card Market, which is only just being dispatched today. I don't really blame the seller. I mean, I am notoriously bad for dispatching things quickly, and the order was literally so small. Like, it was the kind of Card Market order that's so small, I don't think you should even be able to place it. Like, if you could set a minimum order value on Card Market, then I would actually have bulk listed on Card Market. But it is not worth my time if someone buys a 2p common off me. Literally isn't worth the envelope. But anyway, these are from Dice and Destiny. Hold on. Second light. These are from Dice and Destiny, which I was very impressed with in the end. I was looking at multiple decks and I was quite disappointed by the single selections on a lot of the websites. Magic Madhouse, for example, not brilliant prices, but also like missing a lot of the stuff I was after anyway. No single Card Market seller seemed to have like a lot of what I was after. Eventually, after looking around for a good while, I came across Dice and Destiny, so huge shout out to them. They saved me a lot of time. They obviously didn't have everything as well, but they had most of it. Most will do. I don't know, when you're a kid, you kind of like expect single sites to just have like an endless supply of bulk that, you know, will always be there and they just have everything. That's just very much not the case, and it's completely understandable. Thankfully, Dice and Destiny had most of it. Very interesting boxes, these. Very interesting. So we have a second order from Card Market, and then I am relying on friends who I don't see very often for the rest. But basically what we've got here is cards for a few different tribes that I've always wanted to play. I've been putting off opening the Fallout and Doctor Who pre-cons until I'm like really in the mood for them, but unfortunately at the moment I'm in a bit of a rut with my Magic decks, so I did need to make something, so that meant I need to make something new. So I initially looked at mice, and I've also been recently looking at finishing off at long last a Amonkhet mummy deck, which I've been wanting to make since Amonkhet came out. So we ended up looking at both of them. I wasn't going to do mice at one point, but then I just decided to go for it. So most of what we've got here is mice. We have a few cards for mummies, and we have a few things for otters as well, because I thought I might as well order them while we're there. But yeah, we're still a ways off with otters. So first of all, we got the Blasphemous Act, obviously. Red and white mice, need it. We've got Kurtar's Wrath, red and white mice, need it. We've got Phyrexian Rebirth. This is very interesting. This is my kind of board wipe. Not something I would have expected, but yeah, cheap board wipe, so I thought I'd just pick it up. We've got Fumigate. And then at the end, oh yeah, we do have a few random pirate cards that I don't have. So we have Baral and Kari Zev. Not technically a pirate, although it technically makes a pirate, but it is Kari Zev, so we do need it for the collection. We also have Reckless Lackey. That's just a pirate I didn't have. It's actually a pretty good one for a 1-drop, to be honest with you. They have quite a few good 1-drops. We also have Talus Lookout. Again, just stuff that I don't have. And then for the mummies, we have Isolated Chapel, because I've never played Orzhov before, so I need the lands. We've got Wayward Servant, which is like the last white-black zombie that I needed. We got Wizened Mentor. This thing's pretty cool for it as well. Whenever an opponent activates an ability of a permanent that isn't a mana ability, you create a 1/1 white zombie creature token, so that's pretty cool. And then we have Priest of the Crossing as well. Flying, at the beginning of each end step, put X 1/1 counters on each creature you control, where X is the number of creatures that died under your control this turn. So yeah, pretty interesting. And in the second parcel, I'm assuming it's going to be all mice. Kind of forgot we were ordering 3 pirates, but yeah. I mean, I kind of forgot that pirates were in it at all, but yeah, can't really, struggling to kind of get in there. I could just undo the tape and make it easier, but where's the fun in that? But, come on. Come on. But I do like this packaging from Dice and Destiny, I must say. So, next parcel we have, oh, we're actually straight in with an otter. We got Rapid Augmenter for the otters. We got Thieving Otter, so cute, man. And we've got Spirited Companion. Oh, I completely forgot about this. This is for the dog tribal deck that will inevitably make at some point, which has had a bit of speed behind it recently. Then we have Temple of Triumph. I've never really played red and white either, so we need the lands for those as well. Clifftop Retreat, Rugged Prairie. We got Canyon Jerboa, the first mouse we have here. Such a cute alternate art. I like the original art as well, but it's kind of creepy at the same time. We've got Steel Burr Champion, one of the harder cards to find for the mice. We've got Lupin Flower Village. I'm sure I deleted this from the basket because I didn't need this. I found that I had this. This is probably one of those where you go in the basket, you click the minus button, and then it doesn't update. That happens too often. So yeah, I guess it's 25p down the drain, but it's only 25p. And then we have Sword of the Squeak. The worst part is there isn't even any other tribes that I would make of those, really. So really just didn't need that. And then we got Sword of the Squeak on the end, yeah. Again, kind of an awkward card to find. But yeah, that is all of the stuff. I guess there weren't too many mice in this one, to be fair. But yeah, the next parcel must have the bulk of the mice. And then obviously I need a couple from one of my friends as well. So I'll see you in the next part. Okay, here we are, 11 days later. We eventually got the card market order, and while we were still waiting for that, we managed to find the last couple of mice we were after from Magic Madhouse. So waited a few more days for that to come, and then had to go back to my old phone, which the original part of the video was on, to finish this off. That was having a bit of an aneurysm, I think because some files I was trying to transfer onto it so I could edit a video on this phone weren't transferring, but it still thought it was taking up the space. I think that's what the problem was. But anyway, we got that sorted now. This will be the last video filmed on this phone. I don't see the point continuing with it since it's doing that weird Samsung thing that happened to a phone a couple of generations ago where it just won't autofocus anymore after a certain update. And hopefully we'll have this one for a bit longer before it succumbs to that inevitable same issue. But yeah, anyway, let's get into it. So we have the card market order here. We're just going to stop opening that there. So we again, here we go, continuing with the mice we need. Starts off with an otter, of course. Friend of mine's been playing an adventure deck recently. Yeah, he thinks it's funny to throw his otters at me. I'll have my revenge one day. But anyway, we've got the Frolicking Familiar. We've got Pests of Honor. We have got Armory Mice. We have got 3 Blind Mice. Now, this was like the only seller that had this for a reasonable price. So these two you could get like more or less everywhere, I think. Especially Armory Mice. Everyone had Armory Mice. So yeah, I ended up clearing them up with the one seller that had 3 Blind Mice. These are the cards that gave me anxiety because I felt like, you know, I'd seen them everywhere. And then I felt like, well, did I actually order them somewhere though? That is the question. But yeah, we finally got we finally found the 3 Blind Mice somewhere, so that's good. God, that's sticky. And then we had 2 mice left to get. So we ordered those on Magic Madhouse with a couple more otters just to make the postage a bit more worthwhile. That being said, it still worked out to about £1 per card, which theoretically isn't that bad, but when you think about like people selling rares for like 2p and stuff, it's not that great. And they didn't have all that much stuff, so yeah, nice top loader for the shop there at least. So, you know, I would have ordered like loads more stuff, like loads of pirates of stuff, but they didn't really have an awful lot going on. So yeah, I just ordered these bits. So first of all, we got the Cragflame token. I resent having to pay money for the token, but I did. And I had to get this one as well. I couldn't even get like the cute one that goes with the alternate Mabel, which is the one that I will be using. But it's still nice to have the Cragflame token. We got Eon Frolicker as one of the only otters that was in stock. We got Elusive Otter as the other adventure otter. And finally, we got Raging Battle Mouse. And I bought the 2023 pre-release promo version purely because I was going to have to pay like 50p for it anyway. So I thought I might as well pay £1 and get it holo and stamped. I don't necessarily care all that much for holo Magic cards, but most of my mice actually are holo from my bloomburrow box. So yeah, might as well get it holo. And I do like a little stamp as well. Like I said, paying £1 instead of 50p, might as well just go for it. But that is everything we need for mice. So that is officially done. barring any, you know, build changes and stuff like that. I still haven't actually came up with a deck list for it. I've just collected all the mice and so on, but yeah, I digress. That is the end of this video, and indeed the end of this phone camera. So that being said, that's everything for this video, of course. So if you did enjoy it, please do like, comment, and subscribe. I don't have any other Magic mail openings in the end screen, but I do have other Magic pack openings and stuff. I have a Modern Horizons 3 box that's due out anytime now, really. Probably go out before this. So yeah, there's plenty of cool stuff on there. But either way, I really do appreciate you guys joining me. So thank you all for watching, and goodbye.